Have you ever thought that something as innocent as your morning shower could be the most dangerous part of your day? For millions of seniors over 70, that peaceful moment under warm water might be hiding life-threatening risks, and no one's talking about it. Every year, thousands of older adults fall, faint, suffer heart attacks, or worse, all within minutes of stepping into the shower. Not because they're weak or careless, but because no one ever warned them about the silent dangers tied to timing, temperature, hydration, lighting, and even medication. In today's video, we're exposing the hidden truth behind the most routine part of your day and showing you how to turn your bathroom from a danger zone into a place of safety. You'll discover the exact window of time when showering becomes statistically deadly, why a simple glass of water could save your life, and the one $20 device every senior should have installed yesterday. We're not here to scare you. We're here to empower you with the life-saving knowledge no one ever taught us. If you or someone you love is over 70, what you're about to hear could mean the difference between a quiet morning and a 911 call that comes too late. Let's talk about the truth behind your daily shower before it's too late. The most dangerous time for elderly people to shower/bathe, for a.m. to 8 a.m. Did you know that the simple act of taking a shower could turn deadly just because of what time of day you do it? Most seniors would never think twice about their morning routine. Yet one critical mistake nearly all of them make might be putting their lives at serious risk. Take the heartbreaking story of Harold Benson, a 76-year-old retired veteran from Portland. He was a picture of independence, still living alone, gardening, keeping up with his grandkids. But one chilly Tuesday morning, Harold collapsed in his bathroom after a 6 a.m. shower and never regained consciousness. Doctors later explained that the early morning hours, especially between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m., pose the highest risk for seniors when it comes to falls, strokes, and cardiac events. Why? Because during those hours, the body's internal systems are in a state of flux. Blood pressure dips overnight and then spikes sharply in the early morning, a condition known as morning surge. Add the stress of hot water, steam, and standing in a slippery space, and you got a perfect storm for tragedy. What's most upsetting? Harold's death was entirely preventable. Experts now urge seniors over 70 to avoid showering during early morning hours and instead wait until mid-morning, between 10 a.m. and noon, when the body is more stable, alert, and responsive. It's a small change, but one that could mean the difference between life and death. So the next time you reach for your towel before the sun's even up, ask yourself, is it really worth the risk? Thermoregulation disorders in the elderly. Margaret Lane had always loved the comfort of a steamy shower to start her day. At 74, she still woke up early, fixed her coffee, and hopped into the bathroom for her usual hot rinse, until one morning, she nearly didn't make it out. Moments after stepping under the stream, she felt dizzy, her heart raced, and her knees buckled. Thankfully, her daughter happened to stop by and found her in time. What happened to Margaret isn't rare, and it's more dangerous than most people realize. As we age, our bodies lose the ability to regulate temperature as effectively as they once did. Seniors over 70, in particular, are especially vulnerable to temperature shock, especially in the early morning hours when core body temperature is naturally at its lowest. Add hot water into the mix, and the sudden heat can overload the cardiovascular system, triggering irregular heart rhythms, fainting, or even heart attacks. Medical experts call it a silent strain. It often goes unnoticed until it's too late. Take Albert Monroe, an 82-year-old retired engineer who suffered a near-fatal cardiac event caused entirely by the temperature shock of his early morning shower. His doctors later explained that it wasn't just the water, it was the timing combined with his aging body's reduced thermal control. The good news? This risk is totally avoidable. Experts recommend seniors keep their water lukewarm, between 95 to 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and install an anti-scald device in the shower. It's a $20 fix that could literally save a life. So if you've been clinging to your hot morning showers like a ritual, maybe it's time to rethink. A few degrees cooler, a few hours later, and you just might avoid the scare Margaret barely lived to tell. Side effects from the timing of taking blood pressure medication. Every morning, 78-year-old Eleanor Davis followed the same routine. Wake up at 6 a.m., take her blood pressure medication, and jump straight into the shower. It seemed harmless, ordinary even, but one morning, something felt off. The moment she stepped under the warm water, a wave of dizziness hit her like a freight train. She reached for the wall, but her legs gave out. Fortunately, she avoided serious injury, but the scare was enough to send her to ER. The cause? A dangerous overlap between her medication schedule and shower timing. According to cardiologists at the Mayo Clinic, many seniors unknowingly combine two blood pressure-lowering triggers, medication and morning showers. Most blood pressure pills hit peak effect shortly after being taken, often in the early morning. At the same time, showering, especially with warm water, causes blood vessels to dilate and pressure to drop even further. The result? A double drop in blood pressure, which can severely reduce blood flow to the brain and lead to fainting. And let's be honest, the bathroom is one of the worst places to lose consciousness. Eleanor's doctor later explained that she was essentially stacking risk on top of risk without realizing it. Once she separated her meds and showers by at least 2 hours, the dizzy spell stopped completely. If you, or someone you love, is over 70 and taking blood pressure medication, timing matters more than you think. Talk to your doctor about your routine. Never shower immediately after taking your meds. Create a chart, set reminders, do whatever it takes. Because this isn't just about comfort, it's about safety. One small tweak to your morning schedule could be the single decision that keeps you standing and breathing another day. Risk of accidents due to lack of early morning light. For 80-year-old Walter Green, early mornings were sacred. He enjoyed the quiet, the stillness before the world woke up. His routine was simple. Wake at 5:30, shuffle to the bathroom, and start his day with a refreshing shower. But one dark morning, that routine nearly cost him everything. Walter slipped on an unseen puddle and crashed hard onto the tile floor. The fall fractured his hip and left him unable to live independently. What happened to Walter isn't uncommon, and sadly, it's entirely preventable. The danger? Poor visibility during early morning hours. As we age, our eyes lose the ability to adjust quickly to dim lighting and subtle contrasts. That stylish, modern bathroom you love, it becomes a hazard zone before sunrise. According to geriatric researchers, seniors over 70 lose up to 60% of their visual clarity in low light, which makes it incredibly easy to miss something as small but dangerous as a wet floor or a misplaced towel. The bathroom is already one of the most dangerous rooms in the home due to hard surfaces, slippery conditions, and sharp corners. But pair that with early morning grogginess and compromised eyesight, and it's a recipe for disaster. What can you do today? Install motion sensor nightlights that gently illuminate the path from your bed to the bathroom. Add bright, contrasting non-slip mats that stand out in low light. And for heaven's sake, skip the pre-dawn shower. Wait until daylight when your vision is at its best. Walter now showers at 11 a.m. with a bathroom lit like a runway and mats that could be seen from space. His advice? Don't wait for a fall to open your eyes. Because when it comes to safety, visibility isn't optional, it's everything. Morning dehydration plus prolonged standing while showering/bathing equals high risk of falling. Franklin Moore never thought twice about his morning shower. At 79, he was sharp, active, and proud of his independence. Every day, he'd rise around 6:30, shuffle to the bathroom, and step under the warm water. But for weeks, he couldn't shake this strange lightheaded feeling. It would hit just as the water ran down his back. One morning, it nearly knocked him off his feet. That's when his doctor gave him the wake-up call he didn't expect. You're showering while dangerously dehydrated. You see, overnight, our bodies lose a surprising amount of water. For seniors, this natural dehydration is even more severe, and it's the perfect setup for a dangerous condition called orthostatic hypotension. That's a fancy way of saying your blood pressure drops when you stand. And when combined with a hot shower, your body just can't keep up. The result? Dizziness, blackouts, and sudden falls that could be life-changing or life-threatening. Franklin's doctor told him the fix was simple. Drink 1 full glass of water at least 15 minutes before showering. That's it. No special equipment. No complicated routines. Just water. Now, Franklin keeps a water bottle right on his bathroom counter. He calls it his morning insurance policy. Since making the change, the dizzy spells are gone, and he's never missed another shower or step. If you're over 70 and skipping hydration in the morning, you might be walking into the most dangerous room in your house in your most vulnerable state. A glass of water could literally keep you on your feet. So before you turn the faucet tomorrow morning, pause and pour, because sometimes staying safe is as simple as taking a sip. Difficult to be detected promptly if a fall occurs early in the morning. Ruth Simmons had always been a morning person. At 75, she cherished the quiet of dawn, the stillness, the sun just peeking over the trees. One Thursday morning around 5:15 a.m., she stepped into the shower like usual, but this time her foot slipped. She hit the floor hard, unable to move, soaked and in pain. The worst part? No one knew. Her phone was on the kitchen table. Her neighbors were still asleep, and her daughter wouldn't check in until noon. Ruth lay on that cold bathroom floor for nearly 4 hours before anyone found her. That delay could have cost her everything. What many seniors and their families don't realize is that falls in the early morning hours are far more dangerous, not just because of fall itself, but because emergency response is often severely delayed. At that time of day, people are still asleep, caregivers haven't arrived, neighbors aren't up. The so-called golden hour for trauma treatment often slips away unnoticed. Doctors warn that when seniors fall in the shower during these hours, they're also exposed to hypothermia from wet skin, the inability to call for help, and increased isolation, all of which can dramatically worsen outcomes. But there's a fix. Install a waterproof emergency call button in your bathroom today. Set up scheduled check-ins, especially if you live alone, or even leave a bathroom door slightly ajar just in case. Ruth now showers at midday and wears a waterproof alert bracelet. Her advice? Don't wait for the fall to learn the hard way. Plan for it before it happens. Because when seconds matter, being found in time isn't luck, it's preparation. Reduce cognition and reflexes in the early morning. Howard Blake was known for being sharp as a tack. At 81, he still read the morning paper cover to cover and could rattle off every grandkid's birthday without blinking. But one cold Tuesday at 6 a.m., something went wrong. As the hot water poured down in his shower, he didn't notice the temperature creeping higher and higher. By the time he realized it was scalding, it was too late. His back was already burned. "I just didn't register fast enough," he later told his doctor, shaking his head. Turns out, Howard's brain wasn't betraying him. His timing was. According to neurologists, cognitive function in seniors is at its lowest between 4 o'clock and 8 a.m. That includes slower reaction times, reduced decision-making ability, and decreased awareness. A dangerous trio in a slippery, high-risk environment like a bathroom. Whether it's spotting a wet floor, adjusting water temperature, or reacting to a sudden slip, the brain simply isn't as alert during those early hours. It's not about intelligence. It's about circadian rhythm. Our brains, just like our bodies, have peak and valley hours. For older adults, mid-morning to early afternoon is when the mind is sharpest, and that's exactly when experts recommend scheduling your daily shower. Howard has since shifted his routine to 11 a.m. and uses a shower timer with an audible alarm to avoid staying in too long. He jokes, "I may be old, but I still know when to outsmart myself." So here's the question. Are you showering when your brain is actually awake or when it's still asleep? That small shift in timing could mean the difference between a refreshing rinse and a dangerous mistake you never saw coming. Conclusion: immediate actionable steps. 1. Reschedule showering/bathing time to between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. 2. Drink water before showering/bathing and avoid showering/bathing immediately after taking blood pressure medication. 3. Lower the water temperature and install anti-scald devices. 4. Equip the bathroom with lights, safety mats, and an emergency call button. 5. Share this information with elderly relatives to prevent accidents. As we age, the smallest routines, like taking a shower, can unexpectedly become high-risk activities. But with just a few smart adjustments, seniors can stay safe, independent, and confident in their daily lives. First and foremost, timing matters. Avoid showering between 4 a.m. and 8 a.m., when blood pressure, body temperature, and brain alertness are at their most unstable. Instead, schedule showers between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m., when your body and mind are naturally more stable and alert. Hydration is your hidden ally. Drink a full glass of water at least 15 minutes before showering to combat overnight dehydration and reduce your risk of sudden dizziness or fainting. Keep it lukewarm. Hot water might feel comforting, but can cause dangerous blood pressure drops or trigger heart rhythm problems. Set your water temperature between 95 degrees Fahrenheit and 100 degrees Fahrenheit, and consider installing an anti-scald device for added safety. Rethink your bathroom. Add motion-activated night lights. Use non-slip high-contrast mats, and keep a waterproof emergency call button within reach. These small upgrades could save your life in a fall scenario. Finally, if you're taking medications, especially for blood pressure, never shower within 2 hours of your dose. Check with your doctor to plan a safe schedule. Aging doesn't have to mean losing control. With a few mindful tweaks, you can stay safe, independent, and continue to enjoy your routines, just smarter. Thanks for watching. Please comment with the number 1 key to let us know you watched the whole video. We are very grateful for this. Subscribe to the channel, and remember to turn on the notification bell to see other useful content. See you in the next video.